Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to an NLR 5 versus 5 team event. Tonight, the drivers will be up against the boys at FVR. My name is Webbo. I'm your most of the time commentator for such events as the NLR 5 versus 5 events and the NLR Esports Cup. And joining me is a representative from a rival esports team right now, but also longtime friend. It's Ivan in the comms box with me. Hi, Ivan.
Hello to you, Webbo, and to everyone on the stream. As you said, we have 5 versus 5 event. NLR against FVR, hopefully around Legendary Silverstone, and hopefully we are in for a good race.
Yeah, we've got 20 minutes of qualifying, followed by a 50% race, as is usual. And we're going to hopefully see some interesting team tactics as the drivers try to qualify as high up the grid as possible with the worst tyres that they can afford. And it's NLR in the green and blue and black liveries, and we've got hopefully mostly black liveries for FVR, but I can see some icon colours that are a little bit different, so we'll see when everybody gets on track. We've got the first of the cars out there. It's Felix one. Felix in this now very familiar 4-colour livery with NLR, and we'll see what the other cars look like once they get out there. Felix is out there very much on his own at the moment, and circulating, heading down the Wellington Straight right now.
Joining him on the track is FVR Diaguito.
Well, that's a difficult one. Yeah, Diguito maybe. We'll go with Diguito. None of the drivers I am familiar with just yet, so they're all new to me on the FVR side. But hopefully we'll be able to spot who are the quick boys and who are there to fill up the places.
Also, Abzi's on the track for Team NLR, as are Vicente and Will for FVR, and there's also one more FVR car, and that's Jake again, and that's Jake. So plenty of cars going on track now. They are spread, so they shouldn't impede the others who are on laps. As
Definitely.
I think that was the case in Formula C once. I remember that race.
Yeah, we've got lots of experience to draw on. You as a racer, me as a commentator. But yeah, about to start his first lap is Felix one, and if you wouldn't mind taking us through a lap from the driver's seat, Ivan.
Yeah. Okay, so going through turn 1, easy flat out in this multiplayer cars. Going through, I think this is Loop, then it's Village. I'm not quite sure. Going on to the Wellington Straight. There's on the earth for the first time. Gets a nice slipstream from Repas, who moves out of the way beautifully before Brooklands. Long right-hander. It's so easy to invalid here, and to the construction, you should be careful. Same with this pit lane entry. If you cut it too much, then coming to most famous section of course probably in F1 history, Cox, Maggots,
yeah,
Beckett's, Chapel, and Slingshot on the straight for a second time, hitting, I think it's around 300 kph, going so fifth gear, nice exit, 10th gear, and coming to Whale, 3rd gear short shifting, 4th of Whitefield spin, then 5th, 6th, and it's 126.6 wait for the first lap for Felix.
Yeah, good stuff from Felix out there. Diguito goes on a 27.213 on medium tyres. Nice and close, but Abzi beats both of them on a 26.61607. Wondering if we might get times in the 25s tonight, especially if we're working together. Looks like Will,
27.5
on mediums. Vicente.
Yeah,
all over the road.
They had an oversteering moment, quite a big oversteering moment out of stove.
Absolutely.
Bit of rallying practice for him.
So we've got a kind of pink, black and white, largely pink and white with black trimline livery on these FVR cars.
So pretty much black and then pink one and plus one Racing Point inspired livery.
Yeah, definitely. We need some BWT written on the side. Martin goes 127.343 out there. And
Kart Racer spun.
Kart Racer has, yeah. We just caught the tail end of that little spin out there in the way out of Brooklands. So not working out. And Russell with a very uncharacteristically slow time, who then spins on his fast lap attempt. Perhaps not got those mediums quite up to temperature. I think that was an installation lap for Russell, but unfortunately this attempt has been spoiled. He's overcooked it into Abbey and didn't survive that particular turn. So getting the car turned round, very uncharacteristic from Russell, and now piling the pressure on himself and the rest of the team. Currently it's NLR ahead on the front row, followed by an FVR 3, 4, 5. Russell with the 6th fastest time, and then yet to set their times we've got Vicente, Kart Racer, Jake Marsh and Reapers. Who's actually on a lap? I think Martin is running, isn't he?
Martin pushing, yeah, he just switched onto him. I'm sure he's pushing or not. Seems that he's pushing, but see, nope, he goes into pits. So there won't be changes in terms of leaderboard for now. But yeah, as you said, if you don't get those mediums up to temperature, especially in your first or second lap, it can be quite tricky to lose your tires. Like, I remember doing a leg race around here on mediums, and I think I started on mediums, and I didn't got like them so right up the temperature, or it's like just out of the safety car period, and actually had to lift to make the corner to avoid spinning.
Which will surprise the drivers in the multiplayer car. They won't be used to it, and it will definitely get them surprised as they head through this one. We've currently got Vicente on an outlap. Again, medium tyres for that driver, as Martin, I think, has elected for softs while he's in the pits.
Also, Jake and Vipat on outlaps as well.
Excellent. We'll track them. I think they're a little bit further behind the Vicente. I'm reliably informed that FVR stands for Formula Virtual Racing, and they are a largely Spanish-speaking company. So hola to anybody watching along with FVR, and welcome to this event. And we hope for a good, clean, fair fight and a challenge all the way to the end for this Silverstone Grand Prix. I do love watching these events.
Yeah. Same. So sorry for interrupting you. Interrupting you there. But just to mention something, we hope to not see Hamilton Verstappen recreation in.
Yeah, I'm just aware that we might trigger people at this point, so probably best not to even mention it.
It wasn't sorry if I hurt anyone with this. It's just like a joke. I know it's not good time to make a joke about that crash because someone ended up in hospital. But sorry, wasn't offensive.
I'm sure no one took offence, but yeah. I think most people are either still nursing hangovers from the weekend, or they are trying not to think about it. So we'll see. As Vicente goes through Cops, hard on the throttle, obviously managing to get those mediums to perform, and let's see how he fares through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, dropping one gear for each corner. In fact, he short shifted up in the middle of Chapel. That was nice, as he then gets a slipstream behind Martin. Looks like some good teamwork going on here. That's a long drag down the hangar straight. Oh, that's going to be way too much apex.
Too much, yeah.
Way too much apex from the driver, unfortunately. So we'll see.
That he turned in quite early into corner. Like, this is so unusual. Like,
yeah, he definitely went for it, didn't he? It just didn't work out.
Yeah, it's so unusual to invalidate at the entry also. Most people invalidate it at the exit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, very rare to get too much turning on the car.
Yeah, either that or he just went too early in the corner, because maybe that used to happen to me sometimes. Like that I got scared that I maybe carried a bit too much more speed in the corner, and then I would like miss my braking point, because I thought like if I turn in, and that's and literally I would like go way early in the corner, and I'm not invalid.
Yeah, yeah, very easily done. I think kart racers out there, we got a time put in by Martin at 27.343. So it's now 2 NLR cars leading the way with 4 FVR cars behind them. And then a bit of an argument going on for getting a final a representative time in from Vicente, kart racer we ride with, and Reapers, kart racer trying to get up that grid.
Now I will say the pressure is on NLR guys, as Absi says, the new fast lap this time, because now basically Absi and Felix, they're on soft tires. I cannot pronounce that name.
Let's try De Guito. Let's try calling him De Guito.
Okay. De Guito was slower, but he did his laps mediums, I believe.
Yeah.
So I did
Martin, that's right.
Russell meanwhile went to P4, then kart racer beat him. So as soon as I say that, like they read, it seems like NLR guys read my mind. Meanwhile.
Yeah, everybody like putting in those laps. The two good medium tyre runs there by kart racer and Russell. Strange to see Russell getting beaten. He's usually very, very quick indeed, especially in the races, but he won't be unhappy with a 5th place at this stage. Just under 6 minutes to go before the checkered flag falls in our qualifying session, and De Guito on his way into the pits. I think Absi has invalidated. He's got game over written on his halo, and it's not quite game over yet. But Russell and kart racer trying to get themselves round to the pits to get out for another run, and at the moment we've got Will and Vicente on an out lap. Apparently, Ivan, you can tell me a little bit how the car will be feeling, but Reapers has unfortunately put a rear wing set to number 1 on the downforce by accident.
No way.
He was trying to do it for the front wing to give people a tow, and elected on choosing the wrong wing, and that will not be able to be changed for the race. So Reapers definitely driving with a distinct disadvantage through these fast corners.
He'll be compromised hugely. He'll be hugely compromised.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate, but yeah, it's basically these cars, literally have no grip. If you're doing like too much of F1 cars, and you'd like all of a sudden you switch to Blur cars. Yep. It's like a huge difference. It's really huge difference, because, as I said, the grip levels aren't that high. You can't carry that much corner speed.
Yeah.
And also, I think they are a little bit more down on power, but it's unequal, so it doesn't even it's not that matter.
No, but their time trial times would be not very representative to their normal setup. I think Reapers is going to struggle with rear tyre wear as well. His rear end is going to be very, very loose. He's going to be struggling to get out under traction.
I'm just going to take his lap just to see will he struggle or that much, or he'll match the. Who knows? Will he have extra advantage on the straights?
Yeah, possibly. It will give him back some lap time. But
never mind. He already invalidated.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one didn't last very long, did it? So we've got Will on a lap right now. He's currently on the 7th fastest time, 27.509. Martin on a lap as well. Okay, let's see what happens with Will's line. Will's race. I think we've got an FVR car. Has stopped around Maggots. I'm not sure if that's
Vicente.
It was Vicente, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
We've got Will goes up to P5 with an improvement. Everybody coming out on softs now. I wonder what Russell and Kart Racer will do. They've just been split on the grid. And you say Martin's on a lap. He's coming up behind Vicente.
Oh.
That was
like misunderstanding.
Yeah, definitely a misunderstanding. You would think that Vicente should have pulled out of that one.
There will be some words in debrief.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if the drivers are all in the same party or the engineer is dropping in between each driver
for
one-to-one.
I hope not.
A new pole. Yeah, a new pole from Martin, a 26.304 as the track gets faster. We've got Abzi out there, we've got Felix out there trying to get himself back on the front row, and we'll see how that mission proceeds.
On the lap. I just saw.
De Guito.
Yep, De Guito.
Okay, I think
Martin
Felix is under his time. De Guito is half a second faster than he's been before. That's a potential pole lap as well. So Felix and De Guito going fast. Yeah, Felix is on it.
The real showtime started.
Definitely, absolutely. The final runs are, I think, in progress right now. Martin has exited the session, dusts his hands off, and says, "Beat that, boys." He's got nearly 2/10 for Abzi to catch, but Felix is a quarter of a second faster than he's been before. That's not enough for pole just yet. And De Guito is on a 7/1000th of a second. Make that 1/4 of a second faster. I'm not sure Felix can challenge for pole here unless he's had a monster final sector. Let's see him come out the final corner. He comes through to take the line, and it's a 3/10 improvement, but by 1/100th of a second doesn't get pole position. It was mighty close.
So, and he gets
it. So it's now an FVR front row, a 26.262 for them. We've got Abzi going quicker still, and he's on a lap right now.
We cannot forget about Abzi.
No, indeed, and he's going a little bit quicker. It's not quite enough just yet. He got a tiny toe off the back of Reapers, who is struggling around this racetrack. Abzi is trying to do it. Will he? No, he's just invalidated, unfortunately, and that's that done. What about Russell? Russell has invalidated, but will be able to go for a final run and try and claim pole. He's going to cross the line before the end of this session. So will Abzi, but Abzi will have one lap older tyres. Maybe he'll just prefer to give a tow to his teammate here.
Now let's see who will be able to even get the lap, because we only have a couple of seconds remaining. Kart Racer just started his final lap, I think. Yep, he did.
Fantastic. Well, I'm staying with Russell because I feel like Russell's got more speed to come. He's got Reapers in front of him, giving a great tow down the Wellington Straight. Russell about to cross the first timing beam. Reapers dives out of the way, 3/10 of a second. Very nice purple sector for him. What about Kart Racer? He's got no tow though, so he's going to have to do this on his own. No distractions in front of him. He's quicker as well. It's definitely a battle here between Russell and Kart Racer to who can move up, but currently it's De Guito from Martin, an FVR front row. A little bit of oversteer on the way out of Chapel for Russell. Sorry, the way out of Copse for Russell, as he throws the car around Maggots and Beckett's.
He really wants this.
He really does. You're not wrong. And a purple middle. Wow. He's really going for it. He needs to hang on for dear life to this next sector. I think Kart Racer has maintained his time, but Russell coming through Hanger, coming through the Stowe corner, famous Stowe corner, now into Vale, followed by Club, and then the lap will be done if he can just get the exit he needs out of this corner. Great line through the final two corners, an 8/10 improvement, but only good enough for fourth for Russell. So a 26.350. What about Kart Racer?
Jake on lap, but I think Jake backed off.
Well, watch Kart Racer get to pole. Wow, 26.196. I haven't quite got the 25 time I was looking for. Reapers puts a time in.
And with no tow as well.
Yeah, Kart Racer all on his own and got the job done. Fantastic stuff. Jake retired from the session right at the end.
At least for Sector 1, he didn't have tow. We know that, but maybe he got it for maybe Hunger Straight. Yeah, but still great lap for Kart Racer. But if race is gonna be exciting like qualifying it was.
Yeah,
This is going to be fun.
I imagine so. We've got a nice mix of teams on the grid. Take us through the grid, if you will, Ivan, as quick as you can.
So kart racer P1 with Megalap. I don't know where that came from. Followed by the Diagito, Martin. On second we have Martin and Felix. Then it's Russell, Abdi, Will, Jake, Repaz, and last will be Vicente.
Absolutely. Good mix of nationalities. Both NLR and it appears to be FVR are also very international teams, despite the difference in dominating language. Our Spanish FVR speaking group. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Very exciting race here. We've got Simon joining us in the live chat from IFR, just checking out the competition here, and we've got the boss Harley chatting along. If you've joined us and you haven't said hello yet, do say hello. Tell us which team you're here supporting. If you're one of the race engineers, we'd love to hear what you're thinking and communicating to the drivers. Once, of course, it's safe to let us in on the action. I haven't had a weather forecast yet, Harley. If you wouldn't mind letting me know what the weather forecast is.
As far as I can see.
It certainly looks dry to start, doesn't it? Yeah. Uncharacteristically, what's that blue thing above the hangar? The wing complex on the pit straight. I think other people refer to that as sky. We don't see much of that in the UK.
No. Well, this game is unrealistic in one other point then.
Definitely.
But I think code is a bit too much with realism.
Yeah. Simon says he's here to support the safety car and Michael Massey. We're not getting involved in that. We're not getting involved in that. Kart racer.
Sorry for this, but I really couldn't resist.
Kart racer will have the pole position for NLR, but he's on his own with a pair of FVR cars on second and third of De Grito and Martin. We've got Felix 1, Russell and Abzi making a triplicate of NLR cars, and then for FVR, Will and Jake Marsh. And at the back, on the back row, Reapers and Vicente share the honours. Jake Marsh and Vicente have managed to qualify using the soft tyres, so a strategic option there. And I'm really intrigued to see how the drivers tackle these next few laps. 26 laps we will have around Silverstone. Is a very challenging circuit, especially, Ivan, when the tyres start to wear.
Yeah, I think so some tyres will cry for their life quite soon. So but I don't know, like that the difference between mediums and subs at the beginning. I think it's like around a second or so.
Yeah.
So I think the guys on softs will have like huge pace advantage for, I think, 7 or 8 laps. I think that's the point where softs will start to drop off slightly.
Yeah, I think I've seen softs run to about 14 laps. I think it's possible to get them there, but
maybe I mixed up with the old game, but yeah, it was something like that.
We will obviously see. This is a new day in history on the track, a new set of conditions and a new set of racing pace. So we're looking forward to seeing this one. This is the Neverlastracing esports channel. Obviously, please subscribe to the channel. You can find my social, and I'm sure you can find a link to Ivan's, our Flying Croat for Evora team.
It's easy if you even follow Web or Harley, because they both follow me.
Yeah, definitely, and you'll see Ivan frequently all over the socials with us. We're about to get going then for our race. It's Kart Racer on the outside of turn 1, and FVR right behind him. It's lights out, away we go. It's a good steady start from everybody.
Got a better start.
Looking good for everyone so far.
No, but Kart Racer had a better line.
FVR running very wide into turn 1. And they're heading down now into the farm and the farm complex.
Wide at the back course.
Beautiful.
So much going on.
A lot going on. We've got Felix 1 right behind Martin here, He's looking the most likely to have a go as they approach Brooklands. He swings out to the inside. Will he be able to get the overlap? He's just about underneath the car.
Martin went a bit wide.
Martin made a small mistake, and it looks like Felix won't be able to get into the traction zone, the clean side of the track, as they go through Brooklands, as they follow through Woodcut, and through they go. We've got an FVR car spinning down there on the way out of Brooklands, but it's back running, and hopefully we'll avoid a safety car at this stage. Kart racer De Grito, Felix one has made a place up against Martin, and then it's 3 NLR cars in a row, Russell, Abzi and Reapers. Reapers getting away from that start beautifully, but FVR, the tail runners of FVR, very much struggling on this first lap.
Reapers is not done yet.
Yeah, he's got a rear wing set to number 1, and he's getting past Abzi.
Yeah, as I said, he'll get a bit of straight line speed advantage.
Maybe he's got the car underneath him. He knows what kind of grip he's got, and he's adjusted already, and that would be quite special if he's managed to do that. Martin picking up the pace now and starting to hassle Felix. Felix having to look in his mirrors just as much as the diffuser of the car in front. That would be De Guito. And all the cars very close together, apart from Will, who obviously had that issue at the start, but will be looking to try and catch back up. So NLR currently ahead, and I'm sure that Harley will give us a points update in a couple of points through the race. And there you go, very kindly Harley's dropped both of our socials in the chat, and you can of course follow us and track us when we're next commentating or racing in Ivan's case.
But so far, yeah, the race is really fun, an action-packed race. I'm surprised that Kart Racer managed to keep the lead, because from my angle at the start, you see that Guito got a little bit better initial start, but then Kart Racer just had better line to turn 1, because he was on the outside of turn 1, and Guito was on the inside, and he had much sharper angle, let's say.
Yeah, agreed. Martin's still closer than most anybody else on track. Maybe Vicente is catching Abzi as well further back. Let's keep an eye on that one. But Martin would now get DRS on the next available opportunity, which will be down at the Wellington Straight. Martin will have that chance to open the rear wing, drop some downforce and head towards it. Another yellow flag. Oh no, it looks like it's Abzi with a problem. Has Abzi managed to get back running? He has. He doesn't appear to have damaged the front wing, but he may have damaged the floor.
So. Floor? Oh no. It's possible. Really over now.
We've split the race somewhat. We've got the front 6 cars all together here. And that's not unusual in one of these 5 versus 5 events. And then we've got a bit of a gap.
Yuki, like, Will got him. There's like one behind. I don't know what happened to Vicente.
No, I think they've all had issues. But Jake, Will, Vicente, and Abzi. But the race is still young. We're only in lap 3. Martin is battling behind Felix here, and we'll have a great run down the Hangar Straight. A proper old school battle down the Hangar Straight. Which way do you go? Will you go left? Will you go right? In fact, he's choosing neither. He's just making a nuisance of himself in the mirror, trying to get tucked underneath.
Trying to make a move in chicane.
Let's see what he does into the Vale corner. Gets up the inside of Felix. Felix holding on. Contact, but they run side by side, giving a reasonable amount of racing room, and Martin took 3 or 4 corners, but he got there in the end. Up to P3 for Martin, and let's see if he can start building a gap.
5-second time penalty.
Yeah, Vicente gone into the pits as well. So good to have Ryan, one of our super fans, joining us. Hey to Ryan, and very glad that you're starting to feel better. Ryan's been unwell, but good to hear that you're feeling good.
LF11.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I know it.
Yeah, Ryan gets everywhere, and there's several drivers who are in nearly every league I commentate
Lightning 2.0.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're different enough. Although they have both been ill recently, so So I haven't seen Ryan and Lightning in the same place at the same time. I can't definitely confirm they're different.
I mean, like, you can escape from both of them.
Yeah. Russell now starting to build the pace. Had a bit of a calm start to the race, but Russell starting to bring up an overtake on Felix now. Felix has dropped back. He's lost a bit of tyre life relative to his team.
Martin's catching up to the leaders. Now Carter is 2 against 1.
Absolutely. They're going to be able to start ganging up on the kart racer. Have we had a problem for Reapers? Has he lost the car?
He spun. Last corner.
Looks like he's started to get going again. The worst place to damage your car if he has damaged it.
Yeah, he is. I saw front wing going up.
So we now have a 5-way battle at the front of this race. Kart racer ahead of 2 FVR cars and then NLR cars coming up behind.
Making move on the gate off, maybe.
Yeah, looking like he's been released by De Guito here to have a go at the car in front. Just cooperating with each other so as not to be too vulnerable to Russell and Felix, who are going to be trying to get in amongst this battle. But Kart Racer very much on his own right now, Ivan.
Yeah, he is. Now the whole pressure of good result for NLR is on the Kart Racer's back, and when you're leading and having 2 cars of the opponent's team at your back, that's maybe not good for your in the mental aspect.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be looking back there thinking, come on boys, get in amongst this, because I need you. I need a rear gunner, and the strategic options will open up as well. Just on the note of strategy, Jake Martin 6th is the only driver on medium tyres. Vicente has repaired the car and gone on to hard tyres as well. So yeah, they're a long way back. They're going to need a safety car to bring them back into contention, I feel, at this stage.
I mean, let's not call for it. If it comes to it, it will come. I don't want to curse it.
Yeah, don't mention it too often, otherwise it might appear. It's a little bit, it's a little bit tempting
it's
fate.
Unbalanced. Did Reapers? No, Reapers went to pits. I already thought he spun again.
Russell's picked up a penalty, Ivan, and that's going to be really important later on in the race. Russell closing in now on the back of FVR, but that 3-second penalty is somewhat unusual for Russell.
Push a bit more.
It's true.
Maybe it's now full send, and that he got penalty. Even if he got penalty, that doesn't necessarily mean that the guys in front of him or behind him won't get it, because it's so easy to get the time penalty around Silverstone for at some points.
Yeah, it is. It's a wide track with lots of curbs that you need to use and lean on, and just overstepping slightly. Also, as we saw in qualifying, just too much turn-in on the car can give you that invalidation as well, or that warning. Very, very close at the front. All 5 cars at the front of this race within a second of each other.
Martin can literally study the gearbox of Kart Racer by the amount he's close to him going to whale and flub.
Absolutely. All I can say about the current comments in the stream. Oh, De Guito getting it all wrong through Abbey, unfortunately, and he's just dropped down 2 places. So the shape of this race for FVR changes again as they drop back now to just 2nd, 5th, 6th, 7th and 9th, with NLR taking the remaining places. We've got all 10 cars still running, but De Guito dropping back, and he'll do well to actually recover this and stay within DRS range of the back of Felix. Kart Racer still leads by 3/10 from Martin.
Yeah, this is like it had so many turnarounds already, and we are only on lap 7 out of 26. Basically, until a couple of seconds ago, it was Kart Racer against 2 guys of FVR, and now it's basically Martin against 1, 2, 3 cars of NLR team.
Definitely. Well, Martin is catching Kart Racer. He's got DRS as they head towards Stowe, and we'll see if he can make anything out of this one. I think he's just going to play a patient game here, just pile on the pressure and see if he can force an error. into Kart Racer, about 4/10 back currently, with Russell starting to catch as well, and going to try and make this a 5-way battle once again, as De Guito has recovered some of that gap he lost with his little moment. It wasn't even a spin, he just ran wide on the exit of Abbey on lap 7. It's currently lap 8, and Kart Racer leads from Martin, Russell, Felix, De Guito, Will, Jake, Abzi, Reapers, with Vicente a long way back from the pack, although is now catching Reapers, who I think is struggling to keep that car on the island tonight.
And yeah, and also one of the keys here will be ERS. Oh, yellow flag. Down.
It's an FVR car. It's an FVR car down there. Is it?
It's Jake.
It's Jake struggling. Interesting to see a car on medium tyres struggling at this stage. I did think it would be all the soft tyre runners. It looks like Reapers has gone onto soft tyres, which explains why he's so far out of the so far away from the rest of the grid. But soft tyres at this stage is forcing him to run another set of tyres at the end of the race.
Yeah, and that in case of safety car, if we get Bert Mylander to get some to drive some laps out on track,
pit stops
cannot help him.
Pit stops at the front. We've got Russell, De Guito, both going into the pits and releasing Felix and Martin. Perhaps Russell and De Guito feeling like they are being slowed by the 3 cars ahead and can try and get an undercut. Yeah, they'll take some pain later in the race on those medium tyres, or I think they'll comfortably reach the end. Yes, comfortably reach the end of the race from here.
Well,
those mediums.
Yeah, if that was like 14 laps. And let's see.
Yeah, we just got a question here from Resify, who's an IRT driver actually, and tuning in to join us tonight. He asks, who has pitted?
On the rivals.
Yeah. Well, now Russell and De Guito have just finished their pit stops, but also Reapers. Vicente went in the pits earlier than planned and has fixed some damage, but has put hard tyres on to be stopped to the end early on.
Really fast stop again.
Yeah, he's running on that very light rear wing. And going
very unusual,
top
very
speed.
rare.
He's making it work so far, though. He's had a couple of moments, but yeah, making it work. Is this the moment for Martin? Kart Racer certainly thinks so, as he shapes to the inside into Stowe. But you can go too wide round here. It's quite possible. And Martin with a masterful move and then peels into the pits. What was the point in that? Was that just for the entertainment?
Maybe for the entertainment, or he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
To avoid penalty. I don't know, but those guys are giving us a really good show.
Definitely.
And, also to us and to viewers watching on the stream. Hopefully, there's a lot of people watching this, because there's action everywhere.
Yeah, we usually get a great race with these 5 versus 5. It seems to really work out well for the drivers' tactics, for some teamwork, get different strategies at play. Just waiting to see where Russell will find Martin coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Will, I think.
He will, and I think possibly even... Oh, De Guito not quite so. Russell managed to undercut Martin with a great opening lap. I saw him go purple in the middle sector through there, and it looks like De Guito really frustrated behind Martin before Martin finally gets that DRS. So Russell with a move up.
That's not good.
Yeah, and let's see what happens when it comes to Kart Racer and Felix's pit stops. They're running on the 9th lap on these soft tyres, and out there in front by quite a long way, helping each other along the track, using DRS for Felix behind. And we'll see if they alternate their pit strategy or both come in right now. In fact, they're both coming in, and it's a difficult one, Ivan, to get the car stopped in time for the pit lane entry.
Yeah, it is. It can get some people quite a lot of time, because usually pit entry, if you're this wide, usually the braking points for the pit entry is like quite late, like so you can really go flat out to it.
Russell and Martin and Abzi all swapping places in that run.
Because I want to say that basically Russell had tactical advantage in terms of Abzi. Give him DRS and Abzi is gone.
Yeah, Abzi's just been sideswiped by De Guito, who was trying to be as circumspect as possible, but he wasn't expecting it. Let's see where Russell comes out. He's undercut Kart Racer as well, as so has Martin. So Kart Racer losing 2 places as a result of that pit stop being different to everybody else. We've got Abzi and Felix out in 6th and 7th.
But Kart Racer will have a go on Martin now. Down into Brooklands, taking the inside line. There's still sideways.
Yeah, it looks like he's just given the inside line there to Martin. Not fighting it too hard on the outside. Doesn't want to end up in the gravel through Woodcut.
But meanwhile, I made a theory. Maybe Carter sacrificed himself with that defense against Martin, because he knew that Russell pitted early. He need to get he need to either from the leaderboard, from the dash, or the leaderboard. Because leaderboard in esports is basically the dash for the esports drivers. And he got told that Russell pitted by his race engineer.
Jake is holding up everybody here. Jake on the older medium tyres, really holding everybody up, and Russell is...
One last long, I think.
No, but Martin's also got Kart Racer trying to get down the inside into Farm. It won't quite work that way, but Kart Racer will have a good run. Big problem for Jake, who has lifted out the throttle, and now it's time for Kart Racer to go on the attack down the Wellington Straight. Can't get an overcut, can't get past the driver because of the double DRS effect.
This is close.
He's crossed up through Brooklands into Lovefield, and there is the risk of ending up in the gravel on the way out of Lovefield, but he just about holds on.
He won't do this. Tell me he won't do it.
Go on the inside of Cups, not quite. No, trying to finish the race.
The outside, that's just scary.
Yeah. We've got a points update coming soon, I think, once Jake has made his first pit stop.
Than Russell, I think. Now,
definitely. Wow, look at this. He's pushing him down the Hanger Straight. He's got the inside line, a little bit of side-by-side action, and he's almost about to trip over Russell ahead, who can't get away from these two.
Will he do it?
A dive bomb into Farm. Sorry, into Vale, and it doesn't quite pay off. Kart Racer just trying to do everything he can to get by Martin. He's got tremendous speed here.
Russell's more like tactical for...
Yeah.
Oh, we go going down the inside of Village. Going into loop now. Stretches to the inside. He'll get the rest from the Russell. Nice move from Kart Racer to go in P2.
It is a nice move, but will De Guito come back? Martin's coming back at them. De Guito's just watching this behind this 3 cars at the front of the grid. Everybody wanting to stay within 3 seconds of Russell at this point, but wow, brilliant stuff from the esports drivers here.
Yeah, I think De Guito just grabbed popcorn and tried to stay and keep social distance.
It must be a popcorn flavored drink, because I'm sure he's not eating and driving at the same time.
I mean, I think you I raced and you commented against the driver who was typing at the same time and racing.
That's true.
In the early days.
It is possible, yeah. Here comes Felix up the inside of De Guito.
Oh,
wow, lovely move there. Fantastic stuff from Felix.
He had a bit of moment, I think.
Yeah, Martin going wide out of Stowe, but just about holding on. And this is a fantastic 5-way battle all the way to the lead of the race, because Russell's got that 3-second penalty. I don't know if anybody else will pick up penalties. We've just gone past the halfway point of our race. Russell leads from Kart Racer, Martin, Felix, De Guito and Jake.
Village, no, not quite.
Oh, just about to hit the back of the car. Look at this, it's almost bumper cars. I think we need to strap karting bumpers around the outside of these cars because the front wings are very delicate as Felix one is going for it down the inside into Brooklands. He's made this move so many times, but it's not worked out. He's ahead going into Luffield, but can he keep the outside line?
Oh,
Martin is so quick on the inside line through Luffield and Woodcut. He can hold on.
maybe he can carry a bit more speed because his apex is like quite later, I think. And he has like better line, although it's a bit more defensive, I would say.
Kart Racer and Russell just trying to take each other away from the battle.
I wouldn't
be
surprised to see Russell letting by Kart Racer on the straight, because
there we go, just as you predict. He gets by. What about Felix versus Martin? Round 47, I think, at this point.
Martin got penalty.
Running wide on the way out of hangar, out of Stowe after the hangar straight.
Reports.
Oh,
they're still side by side. Bit of old school racing, I think.
Incredible stuff. As now De Guito got the inside line going into Abbey and gets by comfortably past Felix.
Felix tried dive bomb. De Guito maybe tried dive bomb on his teammate. What's happening here? What?
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, what a show indeed. Top 5 are out and away faster than everybody else. 11 seconds past everyone else as Reapers gets by Jake and Abzi, who finally make their pit stops. And as Harley says, there's too much going on. The positions are swapping too fast to give us a live points update. But hopefully we'll get one as soon as he can manage it. He's furiously typing his calculator, but he doesn't want to overheat it, I think, at this point.
Can understand Harley, mate. It's same for us in here. Literally, I think I wanted to say something like for 2 laps, and I simply couldn't because there's so much action going in the battle for the win.
It's just starting to calm down slightly with Felix just trying to recharge and cool the tyres. I think NLR, a couple of minutes ago, NLR was 64 points to FVR's 38. But I think something's changed since then, so I can't comment any further. There's some derating going on from De Guito. I'm not going to turn on telemetry because it kind of gives too much information away to the engineers watching for their rivals. But Kart Racer leads from Russell. They have swapped, but Russell's trying to stay with him. Martin very close behind, and De Guito close behind him too. The top 5 very much in a race of their own tonight. And then following them, we've got Will, Reapers, Vicente, Jake, and Abzi. Reapers now pits on 8-lap-old softs, and we'll be needing to put some tyres on to reach the end of this race. There's 10 laps remaining. I can't believe how quickly this race has gone, Ivan, and it's been action-packed all the way through.
Yeah, when there's action everywhere, the races get through quickly. That's what I can tell from my short comms experience and for still short but quite bigger league driver experience in league racing, because I started a race back in February of this year, so it's like actually first game I did like with both full seasons, like with both seasons.
Awesome. I've come a long way to be part of an esports team within that year. Russell going around the outside of Kart Racer. I think they're swapping places again. Martin's got that penalty as well. Yeah, they're trying to build a gap. Maybe he thinks he's quicker. Maybe the engineer has made that call. We're in the dark here. I would love to get a situation where we had public radio. I think that would be a fantastic thing for these races. I just thought for a second I saw a spot of rain, but I don't want to panic anybody. I could well be wrong, but there was something on the camera. It could have just been debris.
Oil issue. Someone's spilling oil on the track.
Russell now resumes the lead on lap 17 and is going to try and build a gap. Is Kart Racer deciding to try and back up Martin? That would be one tactic to try and ensure the win for NLR and Russell. While he's got 0 penalties, it might be a possible tactic. Let's have a quick look at tyres. We've got 3 seconds each for Russell, Martin, Will, and Reapers, with 8 seconds of penalties for Jake and Vicente.
Well, we have new train line here.
Yeah.
Russell train from lap 17 to the finish line, I think.
Could well be. Now, kart racing needs to stay within a second of Russell, I think, to defend from Martin. I think give Martin the DRS and he's going to have a go. De Guito moving to the inside and trying to dissuade a move there from Felix.
No.
Not quite. It's a little bit of a difference between the FVR drivers' liveries on their cars. I don't know if they're quite fully decided on the colour scheme, but NLR are all nicely coordinated.
Maybe they're just doing BAR from 1999 when they from 99 where they. I remember. I think there's I read somewhere that the presentation. They had the two cars with different livery, with IndyCar or NASCAR. But when the F1 told that that's not possible to do in F1, they just put that in one livery.
That's right. Yeah, they had a lucky strike on one car, and the 555 famous from the Pro Drive rally cars, the Subaru rally car color scheme, and they had it split down the middle with one side 555 and the other lucky strike. And yeah, it was deemed that all liveries had to be symmetrical from that point on, because it looked like if you're looking from a different camera angle, you could think they were different cars. But I think it was a great shame to not have those famous liveries in F1. But sad.
Felix might have a go.
He might. He's forced to the outside. That is a slightly quicker line, and it's disaster. It's absolute disaster. As frankly,
safety
I think
car.
De Guito closed the door on the outside.
Only. No way that this is not going to turn to safety car.
Felix smashed out of the race. I feel as if De Guito didn't really give full racing room there.
This will turn to safety car.
And I might have some penalties.
Penalty.
Yeah, he might have some damage on the car. We've got a VSC. He's retired.
Yeah, rage quit. That's he.
Wow.
He waved when I was on him before he retired.
Yeah.
He did 2 or 3 aggressive waves in the pits. He just wanted to show that he's angry.
Yeah, and he maybe retired before he was disqualified from the stewards afterwards. Maybe he felt he was likely to get into trouble anyway. But not representing FVR properly, I'm sure that's not the kind of racing FVR are used to seeing. Felix wiped out, but we have lost both cars, so it almost equals out, I guess.
Into safety car soon. There's too much debris there. I will be surprised if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we'll see. So that 5-way battle at the front is now down to 3. Martin in 3rd place.
What an action from De Guito.
Yeah, it didn't look good. I will hope that it was an accident and he didn't mean to close the door in that way.
I'm not in league racing for that much, but
we go back to green flag racing, and Martin managed to navigate that VSC a little bit better than kart racer perhaps, and it's now 2 versus 1, whereas it was 3 versus 2 before.
Yeah. But for De Guito, maybe that was. I don't know what his thoughts were.
Yeah.
Who is its fault? I'm not going into that. I'm just commentator. I'm not team manager. I'm not part of any team, so I don't want to get into that. Usually, I'm staying back out of this kind of situations, but perhaps he should leave a bit more space because.
Yeah, I think if he looks back on that, he'll regret not leaving the space, and I think it was not intentional. But unfortunately, the result is the same. Felix out of the race, but De Guito out as well with a retirement in the pits. Possibly as sporting a gesture as he could make if that was the plan, but either that or he damaged the car.
I don't think that was sporting adjustment. Someone in chat correct me if I'm wrong, if you're in party with FVR drivers, but
no, we'd love to hear from the engineer if he can let us know what happened and if any decision was made.
It was via seat period.
Yeah.
He could get his range changed easily, and put maybe new set of tires on, and help Martin, because Martin's like basically 2 against 1 against 2.
And here comes Martin down into the inside line, into Vale. He's got the outside line. He's had to bail right out of the throttle on the way through club. Really lost the car through that sequence, and he went for a dive bomb, but it didn't quite work out. Just kept the car running and didn't force the issue. Very mature driving there from Martin.
Pressure's on the Martin, but maybe not that much, because basically now when we look at midfield, we have Will, Jake, and Vicente, who are all FVR drivers.
Yeah.
In those positions, combined with Martin's third place, I think FVR is like in slight advantage now. Even now, if Martin manages to win until the end of the race, there will be some points. FVR will have slight disadvantage, because the remaining 2 NLR cars who are in the race, who are Abzi and Repaz, are way back.
They are way back, although I have to say Abzi is within the penalty range of Vicente's car, so he may get that place, and that could be the deciding place for the overall points. We'll hope to get a points update if possible, but I understand that it's difficult to do everything at once for Harley, but hopefully we'll see that as soon as possible.
And now I check the penalties a little bit. Abzi is also in the penalty range of Jake and Vicente, so if he keeps it clean.
And Abzi usually does keep it clean. He's also racing on his own here, so he should be able to manage his temperatures and manage his track position. Nobody forcing him wide or off. We'll focus on the battle at the front of the race, as we've only got 4 laps to run in this brilliant 5 versus 5, well, 4 versus 4 race now that we've got
to the end.
Yeah, 1/4 of a second separating the top 3 drivers from each other. I'm hoping to see possibly a points update coming through. I can see a comment. Abzi always does this, says Harley. Unreal stuff.
Harley, if he didn't overheat his calculator, I wouldn't be surprised if he threw it off. If he saw this.
He says there was no calculator in use. It was all mental maths that was going on. But Kart Racer,
maybe he could do some maths.
For me here, Ivan, Kart Racer should be backing Martin up and allowing Russell to try and generate that gap. I don't know what you think.
Maybe he could do that, or if Kart Racer is faster.
Oh, Martin getting so close.
Yeah, maybe. I think Russell starts to drop out now as Martin makes a dive bomb.
Another dive bomb from Martin in the same place, but he's not doing anything different.
Again.
That was a little bit hairy there for Martin. He kind of rubbed against the car next to Kart Racer, and Kart Racer now is going to need to try and get him back because that will almost certainly mean a victory for FVR if Martin can stay where he is on points count back.
I didn't know this was braking technique. Just use the car side by side for brake to keep the car on track.
Yeah, there wasn't quite as much racing room given that time.
Yeah, it was like mating. It was a bit too harsh, but hard and fair racing, I like it.
I tend to go with the theory of no harm, no foul. Although I have to say, Kart Racer might have suffered side pod damage with that contact. He's right on the tail of Martin as they go through. They head into Maggots and Beckett's. He's going to lose a little bit of aero here. He needs to keep as close as possible to try and get a run.
If I was at Kart Racer's place now, his place now.
A nice move. I'm pretty sure he used a fair amount of ERS because they both had DRS.
But they're still side by side. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. They're in the same positions as they were last lap round. This time, Kart Racer stuck on the outside and doesn't retaliate, but they're dropping back from Russell, who is entering hammer time now for Russell and is trying to get that gap. Kart Racer will keep fighting with Martin right to the end. We've got 2 racing laps left to run. NLR have the win on the road so far, but they do not have any chance of the win as the positions as they currently are.
Again, Kart Racer Martin.
Here he comes. Down the outside into Brooklands. That will become the inside into the next corner. And I think that means he's going to get by. He can feed him out into the gravel. Very fair from Kart Racer. I don't know if maybe it's a touch too timid, but now we're heading towards Cops.
Okay, I think Kart Racer back though.
Kart Racer is giving a lot of generosity here on the track, especially after he's already been bashed around a little bit.
Or he's just waiting for the DRS.
Yeah, possibly. So with penalties calculated, Harley says 58 NLR, 41 FVR. So NLR still in this with 2 laps to run and those penalties in play. Yeah, Martin, I suppose Kart Racer can be a little bit more circumspect here, Ivan, because he's one of the only 2 drivers on the grid without a penalty at this point.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I wanted to say. What's the Kart Racer's place now? I won't fight too much. Just put pressure on Martin in order to allow Russell to pull away, and then I'll just wait until the last lap.
Wait for a last lap. A last lap special. Will, Vicente, and Jake are together, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
He wants to get this properly. Wants to get it done properly.
He does. He's got the job done down the inside, down the Wellington Straight, using the DRS, despite the best efforts of Martin to block him off. It didn't work.
Was pretty much of his DRS, because the last lap, his light was flashing for most of it.
That's true. Yeah, I think he may have overspent. There's only a lap and a half to go in this one. Russell has a 1.5 second lead over Kart Racer, who has a 0.3 of a second lead over Martin. The rest of the places are much more spread out. Absy's still within penalty range of that FVR car of Jake, and Absy's still racing without penalty here. I wonder if Kart Racer is going to start backing up Martin so that Russell and Kart Racer can take this one. He needs to be within 3 seconds of Russell himself, but for the team, it doesn't matter if it's over those 3 seconds.
In case you forgot.
Yeah, Russell and Martin both with penalties. It's just Kart Racer, if he wants the win, will stay with Russell. If he wants Russell to stay on the podium, he can force Martin to fall back a little bit through the slow corners maybe. But Martin will be alive to that. He'll be very awake to that possibility and might try and run around the outside or something. I think he's spent everything, Ivan. He's dropping back.
Yeah, I think he may be overused his tires.
Yeah.
I didn't see the tires. How old they are? Yeah, Martin has lap older tires than Kart Racer. I forgot because Kart Racer was the last guy to pit.
Absolutely.
Martin undercutted him.
That's exactly right. We've got Russell on his last lap. We've got Martin running very wide here. We've got some penalties to pay. We've got 14 seconds on Jake's car, and again, he might need some additional coaching potentially from the FVR team in the debrief for that one. But he is running, I think, on soft tyres at this stage. Martin catching Kart Racer towards the end of this one. Kart Racer just trying to manage the gap. It looks like it's going to be Russell on the road, but I think Kart Racer is going to get past him. NLR's Russell takes the win on the road. It's definitely Russell in front of Kart Racer, but Kart Racer takes the win after penalties. NLR 1-2, FVR 3, 4, 5, 6 with Martin, Will, Vicente. He did. So Vicente and Jake with penalties. Absy, a penalty on the final lap as he's pushing for fastest lap. That's the deal. He's trying to get that extra point for NLR. I think he's still within range of Jake.
Reaper still zones it, but
yeah, Reaper has had the soft tyres on at one stage. Absy's going for bragging rights, which is very important. Oh, well, it was just paid off.
P4, P6.
Abzi gets that P6, so it's Martin, Will,
And fastest
Vicente,
lap.
third, fourth, fifth. Abzi with the fastest lap on a 27.928. That was a very nice time. Jake, P7, and Reapers running around with a terrible wing arrangement, but bringing the car home in P8. That was your 5 versus 5
Driver
battle.
of the day for me.
Who
I
was?
don't care.
Reapers for keeping the car on track.
Yeah.
Well, the official driver of the day, as given by the game, was Vicente, and we'll see the podium and see how coordinated the drivers have managed to get with their race overalls. And the answer, not particularly. The final scores then, 56 to NLR, 43 to FVR, and a very hard-fought battle. A little bit too hard in maybe one occasion, but overall a very well-fought and fairly and cleanly raced battle for all the drivers. I hope you've enjoyed it, Ivan.
Yeah, I did. I always enjoy good and clean racing, especially if it's like old school like this.
Definitely.
Like just getting the right amount of space. It was really fun. It was really fun.
Absolutely. Now, I'm just going to mention this the one time, but I've missed a couple of the 5 versus 5 battles for NLR, and they've lost them both. I've come back to the commentary box, and they've won again. I'm just going to mention that. Kart Racer wins from Russell and Martin. Will, Vicente, Abzi, Jake, and Reapers took the finish line. Unfortunately, with that controversial incident, we saw De Guito and Felix out of the race. But 8 cars finished. NLR with the victory tonight and the fastest lap, as well as pole, and I think they'll be very pleased with the night's racing. Congratulations though to FVR for fighting hard, and to their drivers, and we'll look out to see what their drivers get up to soon. 45 comments on the stream is very, very handy. Please make sure that you go ahead and like the video before you disappear on us, because it really helps, and you can obviously feel free to share this race out there on socials. We've had a great time, and I hope other people enjoy watching it afterwards. I've been Webbo. I've been very happy to be joined by good friend Ivan in the commentary box. And until next time, everybody, we will catch you on the next race day.